Hey guys, Dave Dusil, Central Park Fitness, along with my girlfriend Rachel, and we're going to talk to you today about marathon cross training and recovery. Just a couple of little things that you can incorporate. I'd like to send a quick shout out to my friend Logan. He is running his first marathon this fall, and this whole little segment was kind of spawned by some of the issues that he's having or may potentially have down the road as he trains. So first thing, Rachel, I want you to just pick up that wobble board for me. For people who've never seen one of these before, what this is just a piece of plywood. I actually built this one myself, and it's got two rounded half circles on the bottom. You can go ahead and set it down and hop on there. And what this does is it makes a nice unstable platform and base. And what Rachel's going to do is just a basic body weight squat. So this is just like any other squat you would normally do, paying attention to technique. So we come around here to the side. You can see her rear end goes back, her torso comes forward, her knees stay right over her toes, they don't stick way out in front. So this is excellent, proper squat technique. You see her upper back is in perfect position, it's not rounding off, and she gets down to just about parallel. You don't need to go below parallel, just to parallel is sufficient, and that's a good solid squat. What this does on the wobble board is we're adding a second plane of motion. We've got this lateral or frontal plane of motion. So she has to stabilize left and right. And you notice she's not keeping it perfectly steady. She has to recruit a lot more muscle fibers to keep that board as stable as possible. If you've never done this before, the first time on it, you might find yourself shaking really fast. But just stick with it, work at it, and do your best to control the shaking while slowly and deliberately doing the squats. Next exercise Rachel's going to do, she's going to step off that wobble board, and this is just a basic, what I call around the world lunges. So go ahead, Rachel, and it's just your standard body weight lunge, but then you'll notice she does what's called a transverse lunge to the side, and then a reverse lunge. So the reverse lunge is challenging because you can't see where you're stepping to, and so it challenges your body to be more stable. And same thing, she's going to go through it for you one more time so you can see the transverse lunge. She's turning to the side. That's the transverse plane. So now we've added our third plane of motion along with the sagittal plane, which is just the normal plane of motion when you're doing a regular lunge. So these are two great exercises for you to do to help increase your all-around leg strength and build balance and strong legs, because running is just a repetitive type of exercise. It's a lot of repetitive motion, and if you're only working in that one plane, injuries can easily occur. So by doing these two basic exercises, you're basically dynamically strengthening your knee 360 degrees all around, recruiting a lot more muscle fibers, building much stronger legs. Last piece of the puzzle, recovery. This is a foam roller, and Logan, pay attention. I know this is what you are most interested in. And this foam roller is for something we call myofascial release. And she's going to go ahead and throw her legs up on there. And the muscle fascia is a thin layer that covers your muscles, and that fascia gets tight, and it causes knots and adhesions, and when you get those, it inhibits the ability to stretch the muscle. So what you're going to do is just roll a bunch of different muscle groups out. So right now we're starting with the calves. She's rolling the calves across. She wants to get a little more intensity. She's going to throw one leg up on top of the other. That just adds a little more weight. Okay, and then if you find a hot spot, a place that really kind of triggers that's a little bit painful, if it hurts, don't be surprised. Those painful spots are what usually need it the most. So you're going to pay a little extra attention. Then you're going to work our way up to the hamstrings. So from the calves, we go down to the hamstrings, or up to the hamstrings, working it right across the back of the knee, and then working the way up. Okay, and we're going to quickly move through this now into the glute. So there's a muscle in the glute called the piriformis, and that piriformis muscle gets tight. When that muscle gets tight, it can cause sciatica. And you got to just turn about 45 degrees. There you go. So you get on that roller on about a 45-degree angle, and you're really going to hit that piriformis muscle. And last but not least, everybody's favorite, #1 problem for distance runners, the IT band. IT band is the iliotibial band. It runs from your hip down the outside of your leg to the knee. When that band gets tight, it literally just pulls your kneecap out of alignment. Your kneecap won't track properly. So what we need to do to fix that is roll this out, stretch it, and then do some exercises to strengthen the inner part of the quadriceps muscle. More specifically, the VMO, or vastus medialis. Okay, so after you do your foam rolling, then you want to follow that up with a couple of basic stretches. So in fact, Rachel, you could just stand up or do a calf stretch there down on the mat, pushing the heel down into the ground. Okay, so after you roll it out, then you want to stretch your muscle, okay? So you can do a calf stretch, then you could do some sort of hamstring stretch, like a seated hamstring stretch. So she's doing that, reaching down for her toe. And then normally you stretch, you'd hold it for 20 seconds. In the interest of time, we're also going to do a nice glute stretch. So go ahead and stick that left leg over your right leg. Pull the knee in towards the chest, and that stretches out the glute. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope these tips help you out. Use them in your training. And let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, by all means, drop me a message on Central Park Fitness page on Facebook, or shoot me an email, info@centralparkfitness.com. See you next week.